Hey guys, welcome back. Busy Bee here. Welcome back to the channel where we focus on filmmaking, anything that has to do or everything that has to do with filmmaking. Alright, so last week we've done some color grading of drone footage, and this week I want to continue with color grading, but this time I want to show you guys how to color grade using this as a guide. Now this is the Atomos Ninja 5. Very small monitor, 5-inch, right? But the nice thing about this monitor is this is a HDR monitor, and it's also, a 1000 nits display, which is quite bright. So in terms of color accuracy, this is your go-to guy. This is going to help you a lot. Now, in no way am I saying that you should replace your other monitors with something like this. This is just to guide you, because remember, now the downside of this is the size. It's very small, so you are going to miss out maybe on some fine tuning that you have to make on a bigger display, which you won't be able to see on something like this. But in terms of your color accuracy, this is going to help you a lot. And I haven't used this, in all my videos, but in some videos I've used it, and I've realized that, this is really, because it's really something that I've been struggling with in terms of color accuracy. Because most of my screens are not color calibrated. I don't have a calibrator, and it's really something that I also need to invest in. But this guy helps me a lot to dial in my colors correctly. As you can see, very simple setup. HDMI cable in and HDMI cable out from my graphics card at the back of my PC, right? And then obviously all you need to do, remember now, this is only available on the full version, the studio version of DaVinci Resolve, where you can basically select more than two screens basically. And so this is on my third screen, right? And that's very simple. You just go to your workspace if you have the studio version, and you can just make your adjustments over here, right? Your primary is on 1, my secondary is on 2, and then my video clean feed is on 3, which is this monitor over here. So yeah, I mean, this is quite a nice monitor to have, guys. It's really not that expensive. It's expensive. Well, it's not cheap either, but it is really a great investment. We're not going to dial too much deep into this monitor. Maybe we're going to leave that for another video. But I just wanted to show you, how I use this. And I'm only going to focus on this monitor when I dial in or do my color grading on this particular scene that I have in front of me now. So let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so now here I've got the scene. It's just a short clip, very short clip. So a music video that I've shot last year. And I'm sure you guys, if you have not seen it, please go and check it out on our YouTube channel. The song's name is Loving You, and the artist is Chari, and she is from the Northern Cape. Right, so it's a very, very short clip, and I'm going to highlight this clip and then go to my color page. Right. Remember what I said, everything I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this guy over here. Right. So the first thing that I would do, obviously, I would normally, like I've showed you guys last week, take a look at your scopes, make 100% sure your shots are properly exposed. In this case, it is very nicely exposed, so I'm not gonna mess with that. So the first note over here, I always, I use it for noise reduction. If it is that I need to do some noise reduction, right? So I'm gonna park it over there and create another note, right? And in this one, we're gonna do our basic color correction, right? So let's just see. First thing that I normally do is I would dial up my saturation, right? So let's just see in terms of saturation, how far can we push it, right? I would say around, if I now have to, that's too much, man. We don't want to push it too much. Let's work with 80, right? Let's work with 80. And then the next thing I would do, I would go to my contrast over here and I would dial it up a little bit just to see. And that's a little bit too much. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to park it on 1.4. Right. So I think 1.4 is fine. So just to show you guys, if I do this, that's where we are now. If I do before, that's obviously before. Remember now, this is very shot in a very flat profile. It was shot in V-Log. I'm using the Panasonic GH5S, right? So very flat profile V-Log, and then that's with, only with saturation and contrast added. All right, so let's continue. All right, so now the next thing that I would do is, obviously you need to monitor your scopes, like your parade. Especially, I normally use my parade as a guide. So I'm gonna bring back my blacks. So I'm gonna dial my lift down a little bit. Right, so let's just see how far we can push it. I would say maybe around -3. -3 is fine. Let's go to my highlights. Let's just check our highlights. Should we bring it up? Okay, let's leave it there, and then I'm gonna go to my gamma, and let's just see if we can bring it down a little bit, to create that nice cozy look. Yeah, so maybe -2. Let's work with -2 for now, right? Okay, so that's gonna be my basic color correction. But now remember, what you now can do is you need to do some white balancing, right? So luckily in the shot we've got some white cushions or white pillows, and we can then work and select from that. So let's do that. And then you select this tool over here, and now you can just hover above to see, and now you can see your red channel, your green channel, your blue channel. It shows you those numbers, and you can see they're quite far apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the white pillow, right? And now you can see it has changed the entire picture. And I'm going to select it again and just see how close I am. So now you can see I'm pretty close, right? The one channel is 83, 88, so it's not really far apart. Maybe let me just do this again, and let's just see. We need to get it close, right? All right, so I think I'm happy with that. Now, man, let's do it again. Let's just see. Yes, I'm happy with that, right? Okay, so now we can continue, right? This is where we are now, right? I just want to show you guys. This is where we are now. This is our basic color correction. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll create another node, right? And I'm going to create another one. And then on this one, I will now just add a layer. Add layer, right? So on this node over here, I'm going to work on my skin tones to qualify my skin tones. And then on this one, whatever I do here, it's not going to affect my skin tones because we've created this layer, right? So let's work on this node first. So to qualify your skin tones, you need to go to your qualifier over here, click on it, and I'm just going to select her forehead. All right, just make 100% sure that your selection range is on this one, right? So I'm going to click on the forehead, right? And now you can see what it has done. And I'm just going to work on my width first. I'm just going to dial it in over there because not too much, right? It is not selected, the arm. So I just want to go here and where is the arm? Make a selection over there. Let's redo this. Let's just do this. Okay, let's do that. Let's work with that. So now I'm just going to dial in here. Get the arm right. Because remember now, you can't really do much on the face. because there's a lot of different colors of lights that's now shown on the face, you understand? But what I want to do is I'm just gonna go to my selection range over here, and I'm gonna select the plus, and I'm just gonna check if I can dial in the face a little bit, select some of the face. Right, cool. So I'm happy with that, and I'm just gonna work with this quickly just to see. Okay, let's work on saturation in terms of the lows, see if we can get more of those skin. Yep, that's fine. Check your highs, because remember, in the end you don't want too much of the background, right? I'm happy with that. Over there, no, let's do this, let's do that. Highlights, cool. Okay, so I'm happy with that selection that we've made, right? So I'm just gonna go over here, and I'm gonna dial up my blur a little bit, right? Add it up a little bit, and go to my denoise. I'm gonna add 10 over there. I can double click on it, put in 10, right? So now that is my skin selection basically. So right, I'm gonna switch off my highlight over here. Cool. So whatever I'm gonna do on this node over here is basically only gonna affect everything outside of the skin that we've selected, right? So on this one, I like my blacks to be black, and I like my whites to be white. So I'm just gonna check in terms of my shadows if I can bring something down a little bit. So I'm gonna go to my curves over here, select the luma versus saturation, which is this one. I'm gonna click, make a selection over there, and I'm just gonna roll it off, because if I'm gonna make any changes to my shadows, I don't want it to affect the whole scene, just a roll off part of that particular scene. So after I've done this, I'm gonna go to my color wheels, and I'm gonna select my shadows, my tones, and highlights. Right. So in this one, I'm just gonna roll it off a little bit, and take into consideration that you must always check your scopes. So you don't want to crush things too much, right? And remember now, as you can see, as I make my adjustments, you'll see what changes in the cushions over here. You'll see what changes, it becomes darker, and then the curtains becomes darker. But you don't want to crush it too much, right? Because if I'm going to crush it, I just want to show you guys what's going to happen. That's not crushing it too much. It looks horrible, right? So let's reset it. So I'm just going to take it slightly down. I would say, if I'm looking at my parade at the moment, I would say -4. -4 looks super to me, right? Okay, so the next thing that I would do, I think that's it on that particular node. I'm not going to do anything else, right? I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to create another node over here, right? So I just want to check, I just want to make 100% sure that my skin tones are proper, right? So I'm going to go to my windows over here, okay, and then I'm just going to create, just a bit, a very small mask over the forehead, not too big. Bring it down a little bit. And now I just want to check. Remember what we've done in terms of, skin tones. You need to check your vector scope, and you need to check your skin indicator line. And if you do something like this, it will show if something is off or if it's on that skin indicator line. Now in this case, everything is on the skin indicator line. So I'm happy with my skin tones. I'm not gonna do anything. What I am then gonna do on this node, right, is I'm gonna use a LUT. I'm gonna use a LUT because I feel it's gonna work, much better in this scenario for me. So the LUT that I'm gonna use is a studio LUT that I normally use, and I mean, if I double click on it, right, this is now with the LUT on, right, and this is before, this is with the LUT on, So now I'm just gonna check if I'm happy with the intensity of the LUT. And if you're not happy with the intensity of the LUT, then you can dial it back, and I'll show you guys exactly. So that's before the LUT. This is with the LUT. So let's go out of here, and I'm just gonna go over here to my key, click on it, and then I'm gonna dial back. I just want to see if I dial it back, how much should I dial back? Because do I like it, with maybe the full amount of intensity, or do I want to bring it back? So I would say I would leave it at 900 in this case. I would leave it at 900 in this case. Right, because now you can see, it looks so much better, man. If I do before and after, now you can see, even in the face, this is before, right? Even in the skin tones, with that particular LUT, it just adds more warmth on the skin. And especially, I want you guys to especially focus on the arms over here, and you will see if I put the switcher light on, you see it just adds more warmth to the skin tones, right? And I'm really happy with that. And now I can go back. I can just look at my over here. I think if I just do that, but we want 4, right? No, let's leave it at 4. So that's now with the LUT on. Let me just switch this off. Alright. And that is my final look, guys. And I don't see the need to do any noise reduction of this particular scene. I don't see the need to do any noise reduction. If I'm going to add noise reduction over here, which is pointless, it's just gonna add a lot of softness to the whole scene, and I'm happy with this. I don't even need to add any sharpness, right? And I mean, obviously, you can go a step further, and if you want to maybe one particular stuff to stand out, you can add another note. And on this one, what you can do is, let's just go back here. Maybe go into our open effects over there. We can search for our glow. Maybe add some glow onto the scene. There's our glow. Put the glow on there. And now you can see if I switch the glow on and off, what it has done to the scene. So let's put the glow off. Let's put the glow on. And obviously you can just to give it maybe a more dreamy look, right? That's off. Let's put the glow on. And obviously you can just work on the intensity of this particular glow. So you can go back to your open effects over there, and you can change the threshold. You can see there, if I do this, it looks so much, it looks dreamy. If you want to go for that dreamy look, you can do that. You're right. If I just want to dial it down, the spread, you can change the spread, so it's totally up to you guys. I like it. I really like this dreamy look that it gives, right? So that's basically a preference. If you decide you want to add that, you can add that, right? So without the glow, it's gonna look like this, right? And with the glow, it's gonna look like that. Got a nice dreamy look. Remember, she's in the room, so you can tell a different story, right? So that's it, guys. That's my final grade. Hope you guys have learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, I've only used this guy over here. Now you can see how it looks on this one, right? And I mean, if I take the glow off, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so guys, you can use this monitor if you have one, to assist you. And then obviously, once you've done using this one, you can maybe go to your bigger screen, right? In this case, my television that I normally use, and now I can maybe just go and check if everything is on point. Maybe I've missed something, I can fine tune it and make a couple of tweaks, right? But in this case, I'm 100% happy with this look. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have learned something. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, because I'm trying to do this each and every Wednesday. Give us a thumbs up, hit notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Next week, Wednesday. I'm out. Peace.